park, ready to go for a hike. Let's hope nobody steals my stuff. I have my cubby. Weather is beautiful. Autumn is here too. And the hike should be 3 hours and 10 minutes to the peak. Let's see how long it takes me. We're going to the Scheffler. It's already going up. Okay, so first point off while I take off this motorcycle thingy that keeps you warm. How to avoid lifestyle inflation. It's a huge topic for me because when I moved to Switzerland, I was like, I live in a rich country now, so I can live rich. and technically that worked, but like I didn't save that much money. Like, yes, I bought a motorcycle, which was a big thing, and then now I paid off my debt. But after a couple months, my boss was like, hey, we're offering you a fixed contract now, which is a lower salary, but you have more benefits. And I was like, damn. And so at first I rejected the offer, and then they came back and they were like, well, you don't have a choice. We're giving you the fixed contract now because you're too expensive. And I was like, oh damn, what am I gonna do now? And so basically now I earn much less, not half, but like less. And now I'm thinking, well, maybe I should save some money to, you know, reach my goal of financial freedom. And so what I decided now is that the lifestyle inflation that I was trapped in, I'm gonna reverse. Because, I mean, basically before I got this job, I was homeless, I would say. I mean, some people call it traveling, but technically speaking, it's homeless. And so I was like, okay, now I have to reverse the whole thing, because I was basically living like this because I thought, well, I live in Switzerland, so everything's fine and I will never run out of money. But, you know, so I want to share a couple tips with you that I saw could help you not fall into the trap of lifestyle inflation, which means, in the first place, you earn more, so you spend more. That's the whole thing. Now, that was what I did, because, you know, it's nice to just go into the store and be like, oh, I can buy whatever I want, and, you know, it's really, really nice. But now I'm like, okay, well, I could basically still do that going forward, but I have this goal of financial freedom, and so I'm gonna focus on that. So the first tip for me is to have a goal and to be focused on the goal and be like, okay, well, if I want this goal in the future, what do I have to do now to avoid being broke forever? That is the first tip that I think is really valuable. If you have a goal, I don't know, let's say for me it's 10,000 to just have sitting on the side and just be there, and like whatever happens, you have like 3 or 6 months of emergency fund where you're like, hey, if your boss fires you, you can chill a little bit and be like, okay, I still have a couple months until I need to find a job. So that, I think, takes off the, you know, the stress of like, oh, I always need to make money, or, oh, what happens if? So if you have that money aside, it's like, you can chill a bit, right?
I see her boots at the corner cafe with a notebook candy. She's chasing skies I've never named while I stay in my lane. But something in the way she moves keeps pulling at my chain.
Look at this. Trees everywhere.
Oh, traveler, you carry the sun.
I'm not even halfway there and I'm already sweating and dying. The peak should be somewhere there. No idea where, to be honest, but we'll find out. Look how pretty this is. Mammut, if you want to sponsor me, please feel free. My email is open. Your email will find me in the mountains. This is where we come from. This is where we're going. Yes. Okay, now the second thing to avoid lifestyle inflation is to have a budget. Now that you have a goal, you want to have a budget to achieve that goal. Pretty simple. It's math. I was the worst in math in school, but apart from that, it's pretty simple. I mean, school and math in school does not make sense, right? But if you count the numbers, you have a goal, you break it down, it's super easy. Super easy. So the budget is the second thing that you want to have. You want to know how much you can save, how much you can spend, and on what. Maybe you need to cut back on a couple things. And let's walk a bit further.
Hums a tune I've never heard.
This is amazing.
Languages I
Halfway
can't
up.
speak. She writes down cities on her road.
First sip of water today. The worst.
I sip my coffee.
I live on coffee and cigarettes. Do not do that.
The time rolls on like open roads, and soon she won't be here.
Okay, it's getting pretty steep now.
Oh,
Almost dying, but not yet. So since I just claimed that budgeting is easy, I'll make a YouTube video on that. But the third thing is that nobody cares. And I know you've heard this 1,000 times already, blah, blah, blah. But like, I recently saw, now that autumn approaches here in Europe, I see girls with like nice outfits and nice coats and these autumn colors and trendy things and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'd love a new coat. This coat is pretty, whatever. And so I made a conscious decision to wear the exact same coat that I wore last winter and the exact same boots that I wore last winter. And I just went shopping with my sister and I saw this really nice set, like sleeping set that I wanted for like ages. It was on sale and I was like, well, I have my goal in mind. I have my budget and it's not in the budget. So I was like, maybe you want to give me this for Christmas. And she was like, well, yeah. And so I was like, well, like maybe if you want something for a long time and now that Christmas is approaching, maybe you can ask people to give this to you for Christmas or same with your birthday or whatever, like give people a reason to give you something and then also something that you like. So for my birthday, I got a couple things and I'm like, I don't like half of this, but it's fine. Well, thank you. But, I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. It's not anything that I can use, actually. It's nice that you think about me, but like, gifts for the whole point of giving gifts, I'm not supporting this. I would consider myself a minimalist, and so not really into gifts that much. But anyways, nice view. So yeah, that's the third part. And also I want to give you 2 more really important things that stuck with me recently. So about like not other people not caring what you think about them. Like, wait, what they think about you. So there's a spotlight effect, and I'll put a picture here because that, like, ever since I saw this, I'm like, wow, it's true. Nobody spends as much time thinking about you as much as you think about what they think about you. So, are you following? Yeah, so there's that. That's a spotlight thingy, so that everyone just thinks about themselves and you think about what they think about you, but they really don't. They don't think about you. And they don't think about you and your coat and what you're wearing for boots this winter. Just clean them. Just clean them and then keep wearing them until they die. Until you cannot wear them anymore. So that's one thing. The other thing to avoid lifestyle inflation is just spend less time on the screen. The screen, I think, or like consuming content, watching things, watching people, what they have, their styles, Instagram, TikTok, watching TV all the time. That's a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. And it makes you want things that you don't really need. You really don't need them. And so I would suggest, I did this for a really long time to like really change my mindset from consuming to my goals, to like focus more on my goals and spend less money and actually achieve my saving goals and ultimately the freedom that I want with it, right? So spending less time on social media or consuming stuff really helps not wanting more. And there's one crucial thing that I learned like maybe half a year ago, and that was, I think it's a Buddhism quote or whatever, and it says, not wanting something is as good as having it. And that for me is like, especially the other day when I went shopping with my sister, I was like, well, I want this. And then I got conscious of the thought and I was like, well, I don't want this. And I felt the same. So I went from I want this back to I don't actually want this, and everything is fine. So really not wanting anything is wow, it makes you at peace and happy. And do you really need anything? Like, what do you actually need? The weather app says that it rains in at 4 or 5. Let's hope it's true. Otherwise, I have to ride back on the motorcycle in the rain, which is not going to be fun, but it doesn't matter because I have a bathtub and I can take a hot shower or a hot bath. Okay, and number 5 is, this is more like a minimalist hack or whatever. So lots of people suggest to just wait 30 days until you buy something. And so for me, I recently bought a tent and a sleeping bag for a couple $100 francs. And I was like, did I really need this now that autumn approaches and I cannot go camping in winter because it's too freezing cold? I was like, damn it, I should not have bought this. I could have bought it next winter and reached my goal faster, but I was like, well, I want to go, and I did one camping trip with it, my first one ever. I'll put a picture here. It was not very romantic, but I needed to do it, and I was really happy that I did it. And on the long term, that's an investment that makes traveling for me easier and also much, much cheaper than like in hostels or hotels, especially in Switzerland. So I think baseline, it was a great investment, but I could have just waited for it much longer, like until spring basically. And so making a list of the things that you want and then just waiting on it for a while. Maybe at some point you don't want these things anymore, and maybe at some point you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm done waiting, I'll just buy it, and that's fine too. So those are the 5 tips, I guess, that would help you avoid lifestyle change. If you have some more suggestions, happy to talk about it in the comments, and I'll try to climb this friggin' mountain now, and I hope I'll make it. Yeah, but I'll film the view on the top so you can see. Peace out for now.
I sip my coffee, miss my cue, still anchored by my fear. But time rolls on like open roads, and soon she won't be here. Oh, traveler, you carry some.
This is the view that I was waiting for this entire time. Look at this. What? Wow. It was supposed to take me 3 hours and 10, and it took me 2 hours and 20. And I was chill, I took a couple breaks and stuff. So yeah, this is insane.
Never get the chance to walk beside your wandering dance. Maybe next year in Madrid, or on some quiet mountain ridge, I'll see you turn and I'll be brave. But what if courage comes too late?
Wow.
Oh,
And I
the world is your open gate.
My knees were absolutely dying the past 500 meters, but I made it. I'm almost there. Hey. And yes, it seems like everything is still there. Helmet, jacket, and my pants. Nice.